Well, Trump has been very busy with executive actions and orders over the last week. Most recently, of course, last night, he ordered freeze on federal grants. The White House since clarified that that was not meant as a blanket pause. There has just been a federal judge that paused that directive. But, you know, a number of Democrats are saying that this is not illegal action. Some Republicans have expressed nervousness about what this means for their constituents. Do you have any concerns about that order to freeze grant aid?
I don't. I fully support it. We got a two-pager from OMB today to members of Congress explaining, I guess, an answer to some of the FAQs, frequently asked questions. It is a temporary pause. For some programs, it could be an hours-long pause. It is not a big thing. Some of the programs have already been approved. But this is, I believe, an application of common sense. We want to make sure that the executive orders of the new president are being fully complied with regard to these programs. So I think these will be quick reviews. I don't think this is a major interruption of programming or anything, and it specifies in the OMB guidance that any direct aid to individuals is not included in this. So I think this is something that the American people will approve of. I think they want us to be good stewards of the precious treasure of the American taxpayer. And the Biden administration engaged in a lot of abusive spending, abuses of the programs, and we have to make sure that that is not continuing. So this is the appropriate thing for a new administration to do. I think it'll be quick, and I think it's going to be harmless in the end.
And, you know, between this grant freeze directive, the firing of the inspector generals without notifying Congress, pausing foreign aid, payments, Trump is really pushing the limits of his executive authority and testing that. As a congressional leader, are you comfortable with how he's doing that? Do you have any worries about the precedent that this is setting?
Well, so far as what he's done to this point, I mean, he's been using his executive authority, I think, in an appropriate manner. He got a mandate from the American people. Let's not forget. I mean, he ran on restoring common sense and fiscal sanity and ensuring that the government would be more efficient. It was a major theme of the campaign. And I think the taxpayers and the people of this country understand that we're in dire fiscal straits and that it's time for a reset, that we limit the size and scope of government, that we make sure it's working more efficiently. The DOGE announcement at the end of the campaign, towards the end of the campaign, was one of the most exciting things that people had heard in a long time. The Department of Government Efficiency, what a concept. So his executive orders are entirely consistent with exactly what he said on the campaign trail, and I think they're being applauded by the vast majority of the American people. It's time to think differently about this, and I think he got the mandate to do it with 77 million popular votes. And by the way, we got almost 75 million popular votes for the House, the largest popular vote tally for House Republicans ever. We see that as instruction from the people to do this good work, and I think what he's doing is consistent with that.
Well, he certainly does seem to think he has a big mandate, and he was talking about last night, talking about all of the campaign money that he still has into his accounts, and saying that he doesn't think he can use this for another run. But he turned to you, a constitutional lawyer, and said, "What do you think? I don't think I can run again, but what do you think? What do you think?"
That was tongue-in-cheek, of course. I can't change the Constitution, but there are means to do that. I don't think he's suggesting a constitutional amendment. So I think he's having sport with the media. I think that's what that was.
Okay, so you're not taking that seriously.
I take everything he says seriously, but I think that was clearly a tongue-in-cheek. We laughed about it, yeah.
Okay. Well, you do have a very close